Costa Rica, the lush and fertile country in Central America, is considered one of the world's pineapple capitals. Every year, just a single farm here can harvest as many as 74 million pineapples. That massive number is proof of both meticulous labor and advanced technology. The process begins in endless pineapple fields. When the fruit reaches its perfect ripeness, workers harvest entirely by hand. They carefully cut each pineapple and place it on the conveyor belt, avoiding bruises to preserve the full flavor. Next, special machines peel away the tough outer skin and remove the hard core inside. This step is crucial to keep the pineapple fresh while preparing it for the next stages of processing. After that, the fruit is sent to slicing machines, turning into perfectly even pieces, ready for packaging or further processing. But what makes Costa Rican pineapples world famous is not only the production process. The real secret lies in their high natural sugar content, which makes every piece sweet, juicy, and bursting with aroma. This sugar level is considered the key factor that defines the overall quality, from fragrance, sweetness, to the crispness of the flesh. It is no coincidence that Costa Rica has been nicknamed the home of the best pineapples in the world. It is the perfect combination of tropical climate, superior selective breeds, and a process of hand care and harvesting done with precision. Every pineapple from Costa Rica is therefore not just a fruit, but a true blend of nature, science, and the devoted hands of hardworking people. To produce high-quality pineapples in Costa Rica, everything begins with soil preparation, the foundation that determines the growth of the entire plantation later on. First, modern agricultural machinery is brought in to plow the top layer of soil. This process not only loosens and aerates the soil, but also removes weeds and pathogens that may exist underground. Once the soil is turned, its ability to absorb rainwater and fertilizer becomes more balanced, creating a favorable environment for pineapple roots to grow. Next, the land surface is leveled and shaped into raised beds. This step is extremely important because pineapples cannot tolerate standing water. If the roots remain submerged for too long, they rot and cause mass plant death. Raised beds allow rainwater to drain away easily while preventing soil compaction around the base of the plants. In addition, both organic and inorganic fertilizers are spread evenly across the prepared land. Organic fertilizers, such as composted manure or plant residues, improve soil structure, increase humus, and encourage beneficial microorganisms. Inorganic fertilizers, on the other hand, provide essential minerals like nitrogen, potassium, and magnesium, which are crucial for dark green leaves, even fruit growth, and better sugar accumulation. On some large farms in Costa Rica, farmers also test the soil's pH level. The ideal pH for growing pineapples ranges from 4.5 to 5.5, which is slightly acidic. This level of acidity not only suits the physiology of the pineapple plant, but also helps suppress the growth of many soil-borne pests and diseases. All of these meticulous steps, from plowing and creating raised beds to fertilizing and adjusting pH, ensure that every pineapple plant, once placed into the ground, has the perfect environment to take root, thrive, and ultimately produce golden, sweet, and juicy fruit. Once the soil has been carefully prepared, the next step in pineapple production in Costa Rica is planting the seedlings, an equally important stage. First, agricultural plastic sheets are spread over the raised beds. This layer helps the soil maintain stable moisture, limits weed growth, and prevents insects and rodents from damaging the young roots. Thanks to this, the seedlings have a safer and more uniform environment to grow. The source of pineapple seedlings is selected with great care. Usually they are taken from the mother plants of the previous harvest, those that are healthy and have produced large, high-quality fruit. The parts used as planting material can be the crowns, slips, or suckers. After being collected, these are transported by trucks to the vast fields, then distributed along the raised beds that are already covered with plastic. Planting is done entirely by hand. Farmers skillfully use a knife or a sharp stick to make a small hole in the plastic, then place the pineapple crown into the soil, making sure the base is firmly anchored and stands upright. The spacing is calculated with precision, about 10 inches or 26 centimeters between each plant. The rows are aligned into straight lines, with each row stretching to about 100 plants. The workload each day is massive. On average, a team of workers can plant up to 9,000 seedlings in a single day. It is demanding work, requiring patience, precision, and stamina. Just a small mistake in spacing or planting depth can cause uneven growth, which affects how well the plants absorb sunlight, water, and nutrients. Uniformity across the plantation is the key factor that determines future yield. A pineapple field planted in straight rows, with precise spacing and healthy seedlings, will produce fruit of nearly identical size, making harvesting and processing much easier. In many ways, planting pineapple seedlings is not just labor. It is an art that requires experience and meticulous care from the farmers. From those diligent hands, the tender crowns begin their journey to becoming the sweet, golden fruit loved all around the world. When a pineapple plant has gone through about 8 months of growth, it reaches a critical stage: flower induction. Before this point, farmers have devoted months of care, regularly checking soil moisture, applying fertilizers rich in potassium, nitrogen, and magnesium to keep the leaves dark green and strong. At the same time, weeds, pests, and harmful insects are carefully controlled to ensure even development across the plantation. To make the plants flower at the desired time, farmers use tractors equipped with sprayers that release ethylene. Ethylene is a natural plant hormone produced during growth and maturation. When sprayed directly into the center of the leaves, it triggers synchronized flowering, allowing the entire pineapple field to enter its reproductive stage at once. This coordination makes harvesting much easier and ensures a more uniform yield. Just a few weeks after treatment, small flower buds begin to emerge at the heart of the plant. At first, they appear as tiny bluish-purple dots, gradually blooming into countless little flowers. What is fascinating is that each flower, once it blooms, eventually forms an eye of the pineapple, and all of these flowers fuse together to create a single complete fruit. During this phase, farmers continue to monitor the plants closely, providing enough water without causing flooding, while protecting the young flowers from pests. The flower stalk also begins to thicken, forming a strong central core that will later support the weight of the entire fruit. From the moment the seedling is planted in the soil until the pineapple ripens into a golden fruit ready for harvest, the entire process takes about 18 months. It is a long period of time, but it is precisely this patience and meticulous technique that allows Costa Rica to produce pineapples considered among the best in the world. Before harvest, every pineapple must undergo a strict inspection. Farmers with experience passed down through generations can judge ripeness with just their eyes, looking at the color of the skin, the firmness of the eyes, and the gentle aroma rising from the crown. But they do not rely solely on experience. They also use a specialized tool called a refractometer. This instrument measures the natural sugar content of the flesh, a key indicator that ensures the pineapple has reached the perfect balance of sweetness, aroma, and acidity. A fully ripened pineapple typically measures about 12 inches in length, which is 30 centimeters, and weighs around 4.5 pounds, or 2 kilograms. And there is one very important fact. Pineapples do not continue to ripen once they are cut from the plant. That is why harvesting must be done at the golden moment, when the skin turns a brilliant shade of yellow and the flesh has reached its sweetest, juiciest flavor. Across the endless fields of Costa Rica, harvesting is done almost entirely by hand. Workers use specialized knives or shears to skillfully cut each fruit from its stem. Every movement is carried out with extreme care because even a minor scratch or bruise can lower the fruit's commercial value and, in some cases, disqualify it from export altogether. Once cut, the pineapple is never left lying on the ground. Instead, workers lift it gently and place it onto mobile conveyor belts, where it is carried out of the fields. One golden fruit after another moves forward, forming what looks like a sweet golden river flowing toward the processing area. This is not just an ordinary harvest. It is the harmony of tradition and modern technology, of human hands working alongside nature. Together, they create the flawless pineapples that have made Costa Rica a celebrated name on the world's agricultural map. After being harvested from the fields, the golden pineapples do not go straight into processing. Instead, they are placed upside down in large containers, a detail that may seem minor but is extremely important. Storing them upside down keeps the crown dry and reduces pressure on the flesh, helping to prevent bruising during transport. Once the containers are full, they are loaded onto specialized trucks and transported directly to the factories. Along the roads that connect the plantations to the industrial zones, these trucks of pineapples represent a closed supply chain where millions of fruits begin their journey from the fields to dining tables around the world. Inside the factory, the initial treatment process begins right away. The pineapples are released into massive water tanks. Here, the fruit is naturally cleaned. The water washes away soil, dust, and even tiny insects that may still cling to the surface after harvest. The sight of thousands of pineapples floating slowly along the current is not only visually striking, but also shows the scientific precision of the process. A special water-filled conveyor system then carries the pineapples through the washing line, ensuring each one is cleaned evenly without rough impacts. This stage is essential to guarantee that by the time they move into further processing, every pineapple has reached the highest level of hygiene. The factories in Costa Rica operate on an enormous scale. Each year, a single facility can handle and process up to 154,000 tons, which is about 140,000 metric tons of pineapples. This number not only demonstrates the massive scale of production, but also confirms Costa Rica's leading position in the global pineapple export market. From the endless plantations to the advanced processing lines, the journey of a pineapple is carefully managed at every stage. Each step has only one goal: to preserve the pure sweetness given by nature and deliver it to millions of families across the planet. Once the washing process is complete, the pineapples move on to another critical stage: sorting and preservation. At this point, each pineapple is carefully inspected, not only by modern machines, but also by the sharp eyes of experienced workers. The sorting process is based on several factors: size, shape, skin color, and the quality of the flesh. Perfectly round pineapples, golden yellow and flawless, are selected for whole fruit export. These premium pineapples are the ones that appear in major supermarkets and are sold directly to consumers. Before packaging, the fruit passes through a special waxing bath. This thin, transparent coating does not alter the flavor, but it helps retain moisture and reduces water loss, allowing the pineapple to stay fresh throughout long journeys that stretch thousands of miles, or about thousands of kilometers, from Central America to distant markets in Europe, Asia, and North America. Immediately afterward, the pineapples are rapidly cooled and transferred into storage. Advanced cold storage systems maintain stable temperatures, slowing down the fruit's natural respiration and keeping it fresh until shipment. There is also an interesting detail. Pineapples with their green crowns, also known as coronas, are usually kept intact and packed into crates for export. The bright, leafy top not only adds to their signature appearance, but also serves as proof of freshness and quality. By contrast, crownless pineapples are sent to industrial processing lines. There, they are peeled, cored, and cut into round slices, chunks, or crushed pulp before being canned. These processed products serve a wide range of needs, from desserts and fast food to the confectionery and beverage industries. Thanks to this strict sorting system and modern preservation technology, Costa Rica can guarantee that every pineapple, whether shipped whole or in processed form, retains its natural sweetness, the very flavor that has earned Costa Rican pineapples worldwide fame. Inside the processing factories, trucks loaded with freshly harvested pineapples arrive at modern production lines. Before entering the system, every fruit undergoes one final inspection. The skin must have reached a golden ripeness, free from bruises or pests. Then the entire line comes alive. Automated mechanical arms feed the pineapples into the peeling system. The thick, tough outer skin, along with the sharp, spiky eyes, is removed quickly and precisely. Next, the core, usually hard and less sweet, is also taken out completely. What remains is only the golden, juicy flesh. In the next stage, the pineapples are cut into perfectly round slices, each one measured down to the millimeter. On average, a single pineapple yields about 7 slices, all identical in size and shape, creating the uniformity required for export products. But nothing goes to waste. The leftover flesh after slicing is cut into bite-sized chunks or blended into crushed pineapple. Thanks to this careful division, not a single part of the fruit is wasted. Each piece of fresh golden pineapple is then packed directly into pre-sterilized tin cans. Workers or automated fillers add a light syrup or diluted pineapple juice, which preserves the fruit's natural flavor while ensuring it can be stored for long periods. Once filled, the cans are vacuum sealed and moved into high-pressure sterilization chambers. Here, every bacterium, yeast, or microorganism is completely destroyed, guaranteeing absolute food safety. What is truly remarkable is that this entire process, from a whole pineapple with its skin onto a fully sealed can, takes only about 20 minutes. Finally, thousands of cans are labeled, boxed, and loaded into refrigerated containers. From there, they travel across continents, ready to appear on a steaming hot pizza, in a refreshing fruit salad, or as a familiar dessert on dinner tables all around the world. Few people realize that behind the refreshing sweetness of a single bite of pineapple lies an entire journey. A story that begins with a tiny seedling, continues through 18 months of dedicated care, and passes along advanced processing lines before finally reaching you. A pineapple is not just food. It is the story of nature, technology, and the hard work of thousands of people. Whether it is a golden slice on a pizza, a cool pineapple smoothie on a summer day, or a convenient can of preserved fruit, each one carries within it that passion and effort. And this is only one of countless fascinating stories about agriculture and food from around the world. If you would like to keep joining us to discover more of these incredible journeys of global cuisine and farming, do not forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Because who knows, in the very next video, you might find a story that surprises you and changes the way you look at the everyday foods on your table.